Former SU and NFL quarterback Don McPherson now joins Gomez and Company thanks to Fellman Brothers Automotive on TK99 and TK105, the flagship station of Syracuse Orange football.
Kyle calls the ball. He's got it. First play of the game on 1st and 10 at the 25. Put in the air. Deep shot on the right. It's wide open. Terrell Gill down the numbers at the 30. He's got the 25 of the 20-yard line. Stopped there at the 21 of UConn. A quick hitter on the game's first play. There's a tip of the cap to Coach Mack. Now Allen again, the single setback. A fake to him. McCord back to throw. Set to the 30. Going end zone. Arande makes the catch. At the goal line, he's in for a touchdown. Orange. 2 plays, 50 seconds. And the Orange are in the end zone. They lead at 6-0.
Don McPherson on the phone. Donnie, that was a fun, fantastic way to start the game on Saturday. In any game, for that matter, right?
No question about it. And it's exactly what we expected against UConn. And Kyle McCord came out slinging it.
And Kyle, for his part, I mean, look at this. And you've seen the numbers, obviously, Donnie, after his one season playing here at SU, just the records that he continues to set, passing yardage. I think I saw on the weekend he was number 1 in the country in passing yardage for college quarterbacks, 470 or whatever it was for the game on Saturday. And you've been there, and you know how difficult it is to do that. So what Kyle's been able to do in his 1 year here is really amazing.
It's been remarkable. And I was talking to you last week about this, that you can't separate him coming in here fresh as a senior, but him coming in here with Fran Brown, who in his first stint as a head coach is going to gave Kyle the keys to the offense with Joe Nixon, the OC, the offensive coordinator, to just let it rip and let him have whatever he wants to get done or however he wants to get done. So it's been a remarkable year for him. And for Syracuse in this season to be able to have a guy who comes in and I mean his numbers are really he'll be over 4,000 yards on the season, which is really remarkable.
And as far as the game itself, Coach Fran before the game last week, early in the week when he was on with us, had circled that this game, the UConn game, as the most important one of the year to show the progress in the team building and to show the guys that they are building something special here. And the fact that they're playing well in November this year, and that has not been the case recently, his vision for that is really coming to fruition.
Yeah, I had the Cal game circled. I thought UConn would not be as competitive a game as it actually was, but I had the Cal game circled as a bigger test because it came late in the season with an unknown opponent, never played them on a regular basis, and a trip out west, and so I really thought Cal was going to be the bigger test, and they proved it. They went out there and played very well against what I think is the best worst team in the conference, and so they're teed up now after the UConn win for what could be one of the most exciting games in the ACC all year. You have the top two passing quarterbacks in the country going up against one another, on a Saturday afternoon in Central New York. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Get your popcorn and don't get up to use the bathroom or get a drink. It's going to be a great game.
And I know after the game, Coach Fran making his pitch for game day as being a compelling game. It's maybe one of the most meaningful games is coming Saturday with the ACC title game at stake for Miami. Obviously, they're not coming at this point, but it was a compelling argument because, as you said, it's really one of the biggest games of the college football weekend is going to be in the Dome on Saturday.
Yeah, it's rivalry weekend, so you got a bunch of rivalries that in some cases have lost their luster over the years because of realignment and everything else. You still have, South Carolina, Clemson, Auburn, Alabama, the Iron Bowl, Michigan, Ohio State. Lots of great old rivalries that, as I said, kind of don't mean much as they have in the past. This game actually means a lot. Miami is still trying to get into that ACC championship game. They've got Clemson on their heels. Syracuse is still, showing something and getting ready for, whatever bowl that's going to be. But like I said, you got the two best quarterbacks in college football going up against one another. It should be a great game.
At the game Saturday, Don, I was in the press box, and it was great to see you down on the field with Coach Mack's family as they were putting Coach Mack's name up on the Ring of Honor. and it was a great video presentation that was a part of that with Sean McDonough hosting. But it was, you could tell it was very emotional for the family and for you. You know, when they showed you on camera there, you were taking it all in, and it was really quite a great moment for Coach Mack and his family.
Yeah, it was. I think, I've said this to so many people that your relationship with Coach Mack was personal, and I think that was true for just anybody who ever met him, because he had that kind of personality that made you feel special when you met him. And so I understand that for so many people, he is someone who feels like they knew him. He felt like a grandfather or an uncle, or he had that feeling. And as a player and someone who spent a lot of time with him, I've had some children of coaches tell me that I spent more time with their dad than they did. And without question, Maureen and Janet McPherson have become like sisters to me, because I spent so much time with their dad, and over the years, and not just as a player, but in the years afterwards, that it was special to be out there with them, and for them to have their dad recognized. Of course, they lost their moms. Sandra passed earlier this year. It was really special to be recognized by the place that he loved so much, and for so many people in so many ways, he was such a big deal.
Donnie, so, Coach Mack is famous for, quips and good advice. And did he ever give you any, really good advice that, someone may have sort of laughed off, but you said, you know what, there is wisdom in that? And did he ever share anything that you want to share with us?
Well, there's countless things, Lisa. Some that I can't share, just because of the medium. But I think one of the most important things that he ever taught me as a player was also what I took from him as a person, and that was play within yourself. Be what you can be. Don't try to be more than what you're supposed to do, and allow the people around you to do their job and to shine. And if that happens, then the ensemble. I talk about, I love ensemble living. That means everyone comes to whatever it is, whether it's family or work or friendships, and brings who they are to that moment. And he was really good at that. And there were so many. One of my favorite stories to tell, and I'll tell very quickly, was of going up to Alexandria Bay with him, and he wanted to stop in on someone whose wife had just passed away, and he wanted to, with me, to stop in on this gentleman and just let him know that we cared and that he was thinking of the guy, and we did so, and it was a journey to get there, but when we got there, the guy really did not want company, and we were there for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And Max still thought that was worth it. It was sort of a journey off the beaten path, and we got lost, and we were there for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And Mac was just like, that's good. And it made me realize how much he really did care. With all the bluster that, as a player, you see all the bluster and the bravado of him, and then you realize that he really, really, truly did care about people. And so, he taught me that to play within yourself and be yourself, but he also taught me that what it really means to truly care about people, even if they're not people who can benefit you in any way or be a part of the fan base. They were just caring about people.
Yeah. Nice.
Donnie, one of my favorite Mac quotes was asked just about, I don't remember the question that led up to it, but his comment was, football is like sex. All news is good news. Some's better. To hear it in his main accent, it made it even funnier.
Yes. Gomez, you just kind of nailed the sentiment of Mac, is that I've never heard that one. But when you say it, it sounds exactly like him. And so that's sort of the beauty of what he was about, was that there was a sort of an honesty and humor in a lot of what he did, which is really quite remarkable for a football coach of his ilk.
Hey, Donnie, thanks. As always, we'll check in again next Monday, and hopefully that would be an awesome upset win for the Orange at home against Miami, and that we'll check in next Monday morning.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Don.
Have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
You too. Have a great holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Don. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don McPherson is our Monday morning quarterback every Monday morning here on the flagship station for SU Football, TK99 and TK.